Basically, what I like to do is I like to dice it up, small dice. But then you have some pieces that might have a little bit of the white gristle in it. I just scrape that off, so that gives me texture when I'm doing the tartar. In this bowl here, I have a little freshly squeezed orange juice. I'm gonna add a little soy sauce and some toasted sesame seeds to it. The cucumber slaw with the honey, ginger, white balsamic vinaigrette, and then the fresh arugula. So that's gonna be our first course. You got chopsticks right there if you're comfortable. I have forks for those of you that are not. I'm not gonna mention any names, but I'm gonna get started, and please feel free to talk amongst yourselves. I remember, so JJ, a little bit about your background. You worked at a local steakhouse in Naperville for a little bit as a server.
As a server, yes.
And then you got promoted to a manager.
I did.
Where'd you do your training?
I did my training actually. There's a few stores. There was about 20 at the time. I got to go to Indianapolis to train down there.
How was that? How was your being a long-term Sullivan's employee? Did they throw a big party for you or anything?
They got everyone. They're always happy for you. They like to kid around, play some pranks. So it was a little hard getting away to go to training. They didn't want to see me go.
Why was it so hard?
They like to take your car and wrap it in plastic wrap or cover
And that sounds childish to me. Who would do that?
One of them may have been part of it. Might have been at the other end of the bar top here. She can probably go into detail of the thought.
We all went out of our way to throw a wonderful going away party for JJ, and guess who decides to just vanish? Not tell anybody, go to bed super early, not say goodbye. That was this guy over here. So we were like, hey, we just threw this goodbye party. We're all partying together. Unfortunately, the one person that we're throwing the party for is not here.
True.
And,
it was, I had to get up early, so I enjoyed everyone's company, and then I had to be an adult and get a good night's sleep to drive straight through and start training. But I appreciated everything.
So we thought, what a great way to send you off, and that was, we wrapped his car in cellophane completely. I'll make this as appropriate as I can. We also decided to go to a local open, like Walgreens, and grab feminine products and tape them all along the windows. And needless to say, JJ was late.
I could not see. I had to drive on a highway. Unfortunately, I could not see out my windshield because there's double stick tape all over it. But on that, long story short, still it was a great time. Got through training. They were happy to see me. They understood why I was late, and my family was happy for what I did, and the people that threw the party, and they didn't go after him or anything like that.
Yeah, they did.
Ahi is Hawaiian for tuna.
Okay.
So it's kind of like redundant. I don't know why we would always say ahi tuna. It's like
saying
tuna.
Really?
Seared tuna is basically what we're saying.
Oh,
So
I never knew that.
yeah, it's like
chai tea.
Yeah, because chai means tea.
I didn't know that either. Isn't that funny though? Outside of Liz, that's how I met Terrell, and I met JJ actually through Jimmy's, but we both worked at Sullivan's.
yeah.
That's how we all connected. How did you meet Terrell?
I think it was, we were downtown Naperville. I was with a friend, and she introduced me to him, late into the evening. So I know we were both, in the bag. But I think that was definitely the first time. I remember meeting you for the first time. It may have been at Bar Louie.
Yeah.
I can see it was.
I was completely sober. I was completely sober. I remember everything. So I have a great memory. I don't know.
Then we hear T side of the story.
Yeah, I mean, I just remember everything. So can't help it.
Do you know what this reminds me of? Do you know how we used to do all of those in-home dinners when you would go and cook at the people's, some of the regulars and customers' houses at Sullivan's, and you would bring me and JK with?
Yeah.
This kind of brings me back
There
to
you go.
Yeah.
Deja vu.
Yeah, this is
Watching T cook.
So what are you doing there?
I get right now I'm adding the toasted sesame seeds in. I got the orange juice in, and I add a little soy sauce to this. I threw a little salt and pepper in there.
I noticed that you said there may be some grizzle, but I didn't see you scrape anything off.
Didn't need to.
Wow.
All clean, baby. When you're a good butcher, you're a good butcher. What can you do? You know?
God, I think if you pull like 10 of those out, they'd all be the exact same size.
Yeah, this is fantastic. Like even the smell of this right now is really
My
good.
OCD, they're all good shots there.
Everything's proportionate for you, JJ?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to be honest with you. I would never buy tuna from a supermarket. There's a couple supermarkets that might do it well. Standard Market, but it'll be very expensive. Marmiano, same thing, kind of expensive. And Whole Foods, kind of expensive. Okay. Most of the places are selling frozen tuna, and I would not suggest that unless you're just going to cook it all the way through. If you like tuna raw, I don't know many supermarkets that are actually buying sushi grade tuna to eat raw. I don't know many supermarkets that are buying like big eye tuna to eat raw. Okay. So that's the only thing I would. You know, a lot of people in the restaurant industry. If you wanted it, I would go with a broadliner, so this way you know what you're getting when you do. But those supermarkets that I know they're a little bit more reputable, I would feel better buying a nice tuna steak from them. But I wouldn't just walk into like
like a Sam's.
Yeah, and just be like, yo man, let me get that tuna looks pretty red right there. Let me grab that. Like, do you like the biggest thing is notice the color? Yeah. Like it's this deep maroon, not pink, not a hot pink color. Yeah. It's a deep maroon. And say if we use this tomorrow, the color would change because that's what happens with food. The longer it sits, it starts, it slowly starts to degrade. So the color would change. That's the natural progression of food. So most of the time, if you want something fresh, you buy it, you eat it. Things should not always stay the same color all the time. So that means to me, something's added to it. There's something in it to change it. So I would never, I would never talk bad about a place, but like for what you're putting in your body, just be careful. That's all. I would say go with what you feel more comfortable with. I remember being in Seattle, and like we got our tuna. It came back. That thing was purple.
Really?
Yes.
It
was that fresh. Because
okay.
like we wouldn't order our seafood till 10 o'clock in the morning when the guys came back from the docks.
Wow.
So we ordered our tuna, our oysters and everything, dropped it off. I mean, you got this beautiful piece of like tuna, and you're just like, being landlocked in Illinois is like, you can get like maybe 1 day off, maybe 2 days off, but like it's just different out there because it's like, boom, it's right there. Yeah. The oysters are incredible. It's a whole different ballgame. It's just, if you're a seafood fan, it changes your world, like being on the Pacific Coast. So.
What about when you used to live in Philly?
Whitefish was always good. It's just, it all depends on where you're going. Oysters, Blue Point oysters were always good, but that just a generic term from, say, Northern Virginia to like Long Island, New York. So all those would be considered Blue Point oysters. But it's just, it all depends on like what type of seafood you're looking for. But in actual Philadelphia, I mean, you want really good seafood? I'd say probably Baltimore would be a little bit better than us. Go up north to Maine, that would be a little bit better. I pride myself on Philadelphia cuisine. I love Philadelphia cuisine. We have fantastic Italian food, but I'm not even gonna trying to compare seafood. Nah, it's not even fair.
Not even the Jersey Shore, like right there.
You can walk across that river. It's not even right. You could walk across the Schuylkill.
Wow, the color separation.
Yes,
is
indeed.
Beautiful.
Thank you said this cucumber. What is this? It smells good. What is that?
The cucumber?
Yeah,
That's the cucumber with the onions, the cilantro, the honey ginger, white balsamic.
Tasty.
Are you filling everything in the back up for it?